The Israeli government says it's approved the first phase of a peace plan for Gaza. It sees the release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners and the partial withdrawal of Israeli troops. At his own cabinet meeting, a triumphant Donald Trump has proclaimed peace in the Middle East, declaring that Gaza will be redone. Leaders fly in as North Korea commemorates the 80th anniversary of its ruling Workers' Party. And these are the people meeting to decide who'll be awarded this year's Nobel Peace Prize. Could President Trump win? The US says it has finalised a $20 billion currency swap with Argentina to support its failing currency, the peso. Argentina has been using its treasury reserves to defend its currency amid fears of a financial crisis. A man convicted of raping Gisèle Pelicot, the woman at the centre of a high-profile mass trial in France, has had his sentence extended by a year. Hussamettin Dogan was the only one of dozens of men to appeal his conviction and original sentence of 9 years. North Korea is holding a military parade today to mark 80 years of the ruling Workers' Party, currently led by Kim Jong-un. Senior foreign officials, including Russia's Dmitry Medvedev and China's Premier Li Qiang, are expected to attend the event, which is expected to highlight North Korea's international ties. This comes after Kim's visit to Beijing last month for celebrations marking the anniversary of the end of the Second World War, standing with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin at a large parade. Today, North Korea is expected to show off the latest developments in its military arsenal. Now, it's the trillion-dollar tech question: is the AI bubble about to burst? The boss of America's biggest bank told the BBC that the risks of a serious fall in the US stock market were being underestimated. The comments from Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Chase, come a day after the Bank of England said there was a growing risk of what it called a sharp market correction in the value of AI firms. Mr. Dimon was speaking exclusively to our business editor, Simon Jack.
As boss of America's biggest bank, Jamie Dimon is a finance celebrity. He touched down in Bournemouth yesterday, where JP Chase employs over 4,000 people and is investing a further £350 million. But it's high spirits around other investments that Jamie Dimon is worried about. Hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into artificial intelligence companies as investors bet it will change the world. But Dimon thinks, like other big breakthroughs, not everyone will make money.
AI is real. AI in total pay off, just like cars in total paid off, TV in total paid off, but most people involved that didn't do well.
Okay, so some of this money will be wasted.
So think of the internet bubble you mentioned, where I think $1 trillion was lost at one point. You do have Google, Facebook, YouTube, Microsoft. You have huge things that came out of it that are hugely beneficial.
But does that mean some of the money being spent right now will inevitably be wasted money in the final analysis?
Probably.
Earlier this week, the Bank of England warned the AI bubble could burst, warning there was a risk of a sharp correction, in their words, in share values. Jamie Dimon agreed the risks are being underestimated.
I am far more worried about that than others. So if you said, I'm talking about probabilities, I would give it a higher probability than I think is probably priced in the market and by others. Yeah, and I'm not saying next year. Because the timing of these things is almost impossible to figure out.
So it could be what, 6 months? Could be a year?
Could be 6 months, could be 2 years.
Giant companies emerged from the wreckage of the dot-com bust 25 years ago. But many didn't, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq lost 80% of its value peak to trough. That is no guide to the future, but the warnings are there. Simon Jack, BBC News.
Thousands of Palestinians make the journey back to their homes in Gaza as a ceasefire comes into effect. It's the first time fighting has stopped in the territory since March and begins the first phase of the plan to end the war. Earlier, Israel confirmed the fighting had stopped and its troops had pulled back. Hamas now has until noon on Monday to release all Israeli hostages. 20 are thought to still be alive. And this is the scene in Hostage Square right now here in Tel Aviv as a nation waits for its captives to come home.
And also on the programme tonight, Manchester says goodbye to Ricky Hatton. His funeral draws huge crowds and famous faces.
The hardest thing is we would have been okay. You're okay.
Prince William holds back tears as he talks to a woman whose husband took his own life. And back from the brink, green turtle numbers are on the up, marking a major victory in conservation.
An Afghan migrant who arrived here on a small boat is convicted of threatening to kill Nigel Farage.
You're okay.
Sorry, it's hard to ask you questions that I know.
Hard, and
it is.
You've experienced loss yourself.
It's okay.
Prince William's tears when he met a bereaved mother and wife. Why travelling to the EU is about to get more complicated. The new checks from this weekend.
I'll be live on the red carpet talking to a Hollywood A-lister about his new film where he plays a Hollywood A-lister.
Can dogs really become addicted to their toys?